Hello and good day everyone, and welcome to my Premier League prediction video for Game Week 4. I hope we enjoyed the amazing international break. It was a long one, a long 1 week break without some club football, but it was actually fun. It's good to watch good football. You don't need to side anyone, just watch good football and enjoy the football. But now we are back to the Premier League, we are back to business. So I'll just go right into the business. So last week, how we fared, it wasn't so good, but at the same time, it wasn't so bad. Remember, we are just starting the Premier League season, and at game week 3, we are still trying to understand the rhythm and the balance of all the teams. And as you can see, last game week, I had 3 correct score: Aston Villa and Leicester 2-1, Nottingham Forest and Wolves 1-1, Manchester City and West Ham 3-1. And I actually analyzed these games and it turned out good for me. So as for this game, it was quite close. It ended 3-1. It was quite close. The prediction was almost there. A late goal made this game changed. I remember I was almost having the 4 correct scores, but just a late goal changed this result. So for the last results, Liverpool and Manchester United away from home. I don't think anyone actually predicted that it's going to be so easy for Liverpool. But with Onana, everything can be easy. Onana home messed up. Just a very, very bad performance from Onana. Very embarrassing. And I believe the Manchester United players were all demoralized and they could not bounce back from this 3-0. So apart from that, we had a shocking result in the Arsenal game. It was a 1-1. We also had a shocking result for Everton. We expected Everton to at least have a point from home, but they actually lost at home. Very bad. The Ipswich was predictable, but I just felt Fulham would have done better there. Then Chelsea, we felt after pumping Wolves 6-2, we felt Chelsea is going to continue that good run, but no, they actually drew against Crystal Palace 1-1. And if you look at it, it seems Chelsea is actually having a bad run at home in the Premier League because I'll go into that. The Premier League games, their Premier League games at home so far, Manchester City and now Crystal Palace, they have just had 1 point in their last 2 games at home, so not good. But their away form is actually okay, and I think they are playing away, so we expect a very good result. Then as for Newcastle and Tottenham, of course Newcastle is a decent side. I felt Tottenham is actually going to get a point because of their decent size, but no, Newcastle actually overpowered them. So let's see what we have for game week 4. So before we go into game week 4, I just want to talk to you about Super BRU. That's the prediction site I use to predict my Premier League football. And as you can see, to join is absolutely free, okay? To join the superbru.com is absolutely free. You are going to predict football matches, correct score predict football matches, and you're going to have points. All right, we have 3 points each of the games, and if you can have 3 points, and there's something we called, okay, you can have 3 points. Let's say 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 30 points, almost all the correct score. But there's something you call slam points. It's being given by your performance for that week. So it's not necessarily for you to get all 10 correct score to be eligible for a 20 million naira for free. But if you have a very good slam point, you get predictions that a lot of people are unable to predict. All right, you're going to have a good slam point. So your correct scores with your slam points is going to give you your total points, which if it's 28 points, you're going to get 20 million naira for free. So it's no harm. If you love football, just try it out and see that you can just be a winner. Anybody can just be a winner. So just try it out, and I encourage you to join. Then if you want to join my league, it's not so late to join the league. As you can see from the screen, you can see if you go into Super BRU, you just type into join league, then they ask you for the join code. It's called teescome. All right, so just go in and say teescome. You put in teescome, and you're into the league. But if you can't do that, just go into the description button below and see. I'm going to be putting the full link. This link is going to be in the description below. All right. So let's go into what I have for today's correct score prediction. So tomorrow, which is Saturday, yeah, the first game we are having is Manchester United and Southampton. And we know Southampton has been so poor, very, very poor. They are actually the worst team in the league right now. Let's see. Yeah, they are 19th position in the league right now. So they are the worst team, 0 points. They have not won any game. And their last 3 games has been, let's see, Brentford at home, beat them 3-1. Nottingham Forest, Brentford away, give them 3-1. Nottingham Forest at home, beat them 1-0. Newcastle also beat them away. They have only scored just 1 goal in their last 3 games. Yeah. And Manchester United, of course, won the first game against Fulham, if you remember, that late goal. And also, they lost against Liverpool, very embarrassing, at home, and they lost Brighton away from home. So normally, all right, Manchester United is supposed to destroy Southampton, but the Onana factor, which everyone knows about it, the Onana factor will allow Southampton to score a goal. That's just the thing about the Onana factor. So I believe Manchester United is going to have all 3 points in this game, considering they are playing the worst Premier League side right now. And because of the Onana factor, they will not keep a clean sheet. So I predicted it's going to end it 2-1. So the next game is Brighton. Ipswich welcomes Brighton at home. I also predicted the game is going to end 2-1. Why? Okay, if you can see from stats, my prediction most of them are also based on stats. You can see from stats, Brighton is actually a very decent side. Away from home, they beat Everton 3-0. They beat Manchester United 2-1. You know, Arsenal is a very strong side, competitive side right now in the Champions League, almost winning the league. They are like the first 3 favorites to win the league. And away from home, they actually drew Arsenal 1-1. So they're a very decent side. They are very strong. I believe they're going to have 3 points in this game. So Ipswich, you see Ipswich actually have 2 lost and 1 draw. Ipswich actually lost to Liverpool, of course, Manchester City, of course. But against Fulham, which they had the opportunity to prove themselves, they actually drew. They are not a bad side. Fulham is not a bad side. They actually drew, which shows that Ipswich looks like a little bit below average team. So I believe Brighton's quality is completely high, and they're going to suppress Ipswich. Just a little win. Okay, so of course it can end a draw also, but I just believe Brighton actually has a better advantage over Ipswich. So that's why it's a 2-1. Then for Crystal Palace, I also predicted 2-1. Of course, Crystal Palace started very, very woefully. Everybody knows we thought Crystal Palace is actually going to compete at least for the Europe spot, maybe Conference League, but they started very, very badly. They were beaten by Brentford 2-1. They were beaten by West Ham 2-0, and they had their only point against Chelsea. We are not very sure of Chelsea's performance this season, but at least having a point from a team that just beat Wolves 6-2, it's a plus. So let's assume Crystal Palace is actually getting better in their performance right now. Let's just assume so, and they are playing against a newly promoted Leicester. So look at Leicester's let's see, not coming up. So if you look at Leicester has actually lost 2 games and drew 1. And you can see they are newly promoted. They are not so strong. Vardy is their only and main striker in the game. So you see, I believe Crystal Palace is actually going to. Okay, it's up right now. So I believe Crystal Palace is actually going to beat them. You see, they had a draw against Tottenham, and they lost against Aston Villa and Fulham. Of course, they are below average. Of course, I think this draw against Tottenham was just a little luck from them. So losing against Fulham and also losing against Aston Villa, they are not so bad sides. But I think it's going to be a close one though. Maybe it could also end the draw or Crystal Palace winning slightly by 2-1. But my prediction for these fixtures is 2-1 because I believe Crystal Palace will be under pressure at home and they need to get all 3 points for them to begin their campaign in a better note. So the next game is Fulham and West Ham. I'm predicting 1-1 in this game. Okay, let's see. Fulham starts. Of course, we know they lost against Man U very, very close, and they bounced back and beat Leicester 2-1, and they drew against Ipswich. So, um, so I just believe. And West Ham actually, if you look at West Ham, they won their only game against Crystal Palace, lost against Man City, lost against Aston Villa, and they won 2-0 against Crystal Palace away from home. They are not a bad side. Fulham is not a bad side, average team, and I believe we'll see an average result. And that's why I say it's a 1-1. But if there's going to be an upset, it can go either ways, honestly. Just depends on who wants it more. This game is about who wants it more. All right, Fulham can take all 3 points. West Ham can take all 3 points. But I just feel that at the end of this game is going to be a spoil for both sides. So the next game is Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. A lot of people would think I would have said something like 4-0 or 5-0, but no. Nottingham Forest have been giving Liverpool a lot of tough time over the years. I think it's 2 seasons ago they beat Liverpool at home. These same fixtures, they beat Liverpool 1-0 at home. And Liverpool actually needed the Premier League at that point in time. So I really believe that it's going to be a tough time. But from the decent results Liverpool has had, they defeated Manchester United 3-0. They beat Brentford 2-0. They beat Ipswich 2-0. At this point in time, it looks as if nobody can concede against them. But I believe Nottingham Forest will give them a little spoil. My reasons is because, first of all, Liverpool is going to have some little rotation because the Champions League football is almost here. So Liverpool is going to be thinking of rotating their team. All right, they are going to be thinking of doing some little rotation in their team. And at the same time, they are just coming from the international break. So they won't have it so easy with Nottingham Forest, which actually has won 1 game against Southampton, which is one of the worst teams. And they drew against Wolves, which lost 6-2 against Chelsea. And Bournemouth 1-1. So I believe they are going to at least score a goal against Liverpool. But Liverpool, of course, has the edge, has the advantage, and will get the 3 points if there is no upset in that game. So for Manchester City and Brentford, yeah, I am predicting 3-0. Though there are some news that are coming up that Haaland may not play just because there's somebody he lost in his that is very close to him, so he's going to be given a compassionate leave, but he can choose to play or not. That was the last result coming from Guardiola at the Etihad. So we'll see. Of course, Manchester City has actually been a decent side. Destroyed Chelsea 2-0, destroyed Ipswich 4-1, destroyed West Ham 3-1, and they are looking to destroy the Brentford side 3-0. But you can see from the Brentford side, they are not too bad. They have only lost against Liverpool 2-0. They've won Crystal Palace 2-1 at home. They've won Southampton 3-1 at home. Their strong side for now is home games. And we'll see that they will, of course, I don't think he can get all 3 points against Manchester City. But let's assume Haaland doesn't play this game. What happens? If Haaland doesn't play this game, Haaland is the major striker for Manchester City right now, and he doesn't play this game, Manchester City will really struggle to score. Okay? And if that happens, so we'll be seeing a score line like 1-0, maybe 2-0. But if Haaland is going to play any points in this game, it's going to be 3-0 and above. So I believe Haaland is going to play because something like this has happened last time and he actually played. So let's see if he plays, and let's hope for the best for him and for the Manchester City side. And the next one is Everton. Everton and Aston Villa. Watkins and Konzo are back to full training right now. I got the news that Watkins and Konzo are back for full training, and I believe Watkins is going to play 90 minutes this time. If you notice, he has not been playing up to 90 minutes, 60 minutes, 65 minutes, 67 minutes. He has not really hit 70 minutes. So because of that, I just believe Aston Villa, now that they are back, everyone is back, is fit. I just believe Aston Villa will try to increase on these advantages. Excuse me. They've won West Ham 2-1 and Leicester City 2-1. Aston Villa is the only side. Sorry, Arsenal is the only side who has defeated Aston Villa. And I believe Aston Villa is in a decent side. They are Champions League quality. And Everton is actually the worst team. If you look at their 20th in the league table, they've lost all 3 games. They lost against Bournemouth. They were destroyed against Tottenham Hotspur. They were destroyed against Brighton. Who doesn't want to play against Everton right now? Everyone wants to play against Everton. So as Aston Villa wants to play against Everton. So I just believe that Aston Villa is going to win 2-1. I should have said, okay, this game should have actually ended something like 3-0 or 4-0, but you can expect a side who actually have come back 3 defeats, so you should expect them to lose so much. And Aston Villa, they're in Europe, so they are also planning on how to rotate their team, and because of that, there will be less strength and less focus since they have had two wins already on the Premier League. They are looking at Europe football. Because of that, Everton will take advantage over that, but I still believe Aston Villa will edge it. So the next game is Chelsea versus Bournemouth, and I believe Chelsea is going to win 3-1. Everybody feels I'm going crazy right now, but no. If you look at Chelsea's away game, their last away game, they won 6-2 against Wolves. All right, they lost their first home game against Manchester City, and they drew Crystal Palace 1-1. But they have a decent away record right now. I know a lot of people say, why am I using just one game to judge it? But that's just the truth. Wolves is not a bad side, but it was 6-2. So Chelsea is always very upset going away from home at the moment. They are, maybe because Chelsea is trying to build a new stadium. They're having home crisis right now, so they are trying to exploit all the away options. When they travel away, they are happy and they want to destroy any team, and so this will not be an exception. So I believe they are going to destroy Bournemouth 3-1. And let's see Bournemouth side. They've just won against Everton 3-2. If you look at Bournemouth, have not kept a clean sheet and have not gone a game without scoring. So this is a very key factor, which means that there will be goals in this game. And Chelsea, with Madueke doing very well in international break, I think he had an assist, and also he scored 3 goals in his last away game. Has the best stats right now. Palmer, and I believe Sancho is going to also come in, and Sancho is going to start. What I've seen about Sancho in the training is going to really cook. What people say is going to cook. So we're going to see Sancho, the likes of Sancho, Palmer, maybe Nkunku this time, or maybe Jackson, and also Palmer, Nkunku, Jackson. We'll see and Sancho. We'll see the mix of them and see what they can actually produce in this particular game. So I believe that Chelsea is going to try to cook in this game, and will cook Bournemouth 3-1. So the next game, which is Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur. A good news from Tottenham, their main players are back from injury. So I just believe, as we're having a good news for Tottenham Hotspur, we're having bad news for Arsenal, because Odegaard got injured in the Norwegian football. And also, Arsenal is suffering from major injuries right now, so they are not going to do well defensively. Why Spurs, actually, their key players are coming back. But if you look at their fixtures, they won 4-0 against Everton at home. That's their last home game, so their home record, at least for now, is decent. They lost against Newcastle. You know, Newcastle is a very decent side. I was actually shocked with that result, but it's a decent side. So I don't think if Arsenal, if you see Arsenal, they drew against a Brighton at home. It tells a lot about the Arsenal side right now. Arsenal is not really at their best right now, so I just believe Spurs will actually try to beat them. But if not, just because Arsenal is a decent side, I'm actually predicting a draw for them. But the truth is that Tottenham actually has the edge in this game. So I'm predicting a 2-2, a lot of goals, since we have defensive crisis with Arsenal team right now, and they also have good attackers who are willing to score. But at the same time, Spurs players are coming back. So I believe it's going to be a clash of titans, and we're going to have like a 2-2 game, or Spurs will edge it. But we shall see. I think this is the final game of the day. And the final game of the day is Wolves against Newcastle. The last time Wolves went at home, and you know what happened there? Chelsea pumped them 6-2 at home. And they are going to be playing home again, and this time they're going to be playing with a very huge caution. But away from home, they drew 1-1 against Nottingham Forest, and then they lost their first away game against a decent Arsenal side as at the beginning of the season, 2-0. So I just believe they'll be very, very cautious, and that's why I predicted 1-1 against a very, very good Newcastle side. And let's see, Newcastle has destroyed. Sorry, they have beaten them Spurs 2-1. They have also beaten Southampton 1-0. And Bonamon, they actually drew away from home. They had a last draw away from home. At the same time, they are going to be playing a team that is very, very cautious away from at home right now. So that's why I've predicted 1-1. So if you didn't get anything of today, so just get the summary result of today. So Southampton 1 and Manchester City 2, Brighton 2 and Ipswich Town 1, Crystal Palace 2, Leicester City 1, Fulham 1, West Ham 1, Liverpool 2, Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester City 3, Bradford 0, Aston Villa 2, Everton 1, Bournemouth 1, Chelsea 3, Tottenham 2, Arsenal 2, and finally Wolves 1, Newcastle 1. So thank you very much, and let me know your thoughts. Share your thoughts. Remember to hit the subscribe button. Make comments. Let's talk about football and tell me what you think, and tell me everything you want to do. And don't forget again, let me talk about the link. You can just go into superbru.com, put in the league code, all right? Put in the league code teescome, and you're going to join my league. At the end of the league, you are going to be up for a very huge prize, which I'm actually going to offer anyone who can finish ahead of me in the league. So thank you very much, and take care. All right. Bye-bye.